Good morning, my dear students. Today is the last video of this chapter, Consumer Protection, which I am sharing with you. And in this video, I am going to discuss the last topic of your book NCERT, chapter number 12, that is role of consumer organizations and NGOs in consumer protection. This topic has been deleted from your syllabus, but still I am discussing this topic in brief for your knowledge so that you have the knowledge that what I'm talking about. And then later on I'll be pasting this assignment of this chapter, consumer protection, topic wise. You will be getting the assignment, and in this video only I will be discussing the whole assignment with you so that you are able to do it in your notebooks. My dear students, I have observed that some of you, they are not serious about doing the assignment in the notebook. These assignments are very, very important from board examination point of view, and they are going to solve a good purpose in the end for your preparation. So make sure that you do all these assignments sent by me very neatly in your notebooks, and this is going to really help you out in the examination days. Now, first of all, what is the role of consumer organization and NGOs? NGOs are the non-government organizations, and they have been set up for protecting the interests of the consumers. So very briefly, I'm going to discuss what is the role of consumer organization and NGOs. Though this topic has been deleted from your syllabus this year, but still for knowledge sake, you must know that what is the role of NGOs and consumer organization in the protection of the interests of the consumer. So first of all, consumer organizations and NGOs perform several functions for the protection and promotion of interest of consumers. These include, first of all, educating the general public about consumer rights by organizing training programs, seminars and workshops. So first of all, these NGOs, they educate the general public about the consumer rights. 6 rights we have already studied by organizing training programs, seminars and workshops. Then second is publishing periodicals and other publications to impart knowledge about consumer problems, legal reporting, reliefs available and other matters of interest. So second is this. I hope this is clear to you. Now third is carrying out comparative testing of consumer products in accredited laboratories to test relative qualities of competing brands and publishing the test results for the benefit of the consumers. So carrying out the testing of the consumer products in laboratories which are actually accredited by the government, and thus helping the consumers to know the results. Then encouraging consumers to strongly protest and take an action against unscrupulous, exploitative and unfair trade practices of sellers. So again, these NGOs and these consumer organizations, they encourage the consumers to raise their voice against any unfair trade practices carried on by the producers or the sellers. Providing legal assistance to consumers by way of providing and legal advice, etc. in seeking legal remedy, filing complaints in appropriate consumer courts on behalf of the consumers, and taking an initiative in filing cases in consumer courts in the interest of the general public, not for any individuals. So these are the things, these are the various activities which are performed by the NGOs and consumer organizations in order to safeguard the interests of the consumer. So first of all, first is educating the consumers, making them aware of their rights. Then second is to publish periodicals and other publications to impart knowledge about consumer problems, and also telling the consumers about the reliefs which they can get if they put their case, put their grievance in the under Consumer Protection Act 1986. Then carrying out comparative testing of consumer products in accredited laboratories to test relative qualities of competing brands. Encouraging consumers to strongly protest and take an action against unscrupulous, exploitative and unfair trade practices of sellers, providing legal assistance to consumers by way of providing legal advice, etc., filing complaints to appropriate consumer courts on behalf of the consumers, and taking an initiative in filing cases in consumer in courts in the interest of general public, not for any individual. So these are the different NGOs, name of NGOs which are run in India, and consumer organizations which are run in India to protect the interests of the consumers. So you should know the names of the different consumer organizations and NGOs which help in the protection of the rights of the consumers. So I hope this chapter is absolutely clear to you. I'm going to stop here, and now I'm going to discuss. This is the assignment for this chapter. I'm going to send you through WhatsApp also, and I'm going to paste it also as a PDF in the form of PDF also. But I'm just trying to discuss this with you so that you are able to solve it. Now I see, my dear students, I make this assignment topic wise. So meaning of consumer protection, what is meant by consumer protection? This is a simple question which you can answer. Why consumer? Then importance of consumer protection. I've already told you that this is a very important topic. Why consumer protection is important for consumers? Give 3 points. Explain any 3 points of importance of consumer protection from the point of view of business. I've already told you that this is a very, very important question. Then next topic is legal protection to consumers. Which act provides relief to the buyers of goods in case the goods purchased do not comply with the expressed condition? That is the Sales of Goods Act 1930. Now next we will move on to the topic, the Consumer Protection Act 1986. First of all, rights, consumer rights. I've already told you that all 6 rights are very important. What is the purpose of enacting the Consumer Protection Act 1986? That is to safeguard the interests of the consumers, to safeguard the consumers from the malpractices of the producers and the sellers. Then explain the following rights of consumers as provided under Consumer Protection Act 1986. Right to safety and right to seek redressal. This question can come in this form, and all 6 rights are very important. Any 2 can come in examination as explanation. Now let's move on to the next question. Now we will move on to the case study. Pragya brought an iron of a reputed brand for rupees 1500, but it caused an electrical shock while it was being used. Pragya wants to exercise her right. Identify the right under which she can be protected. Now, yes, can anybody tell me which right it is? Yes, right to safety. Now, what does right to safety says? Yes, what does right to safety says? It's a very simple question. You have to explain the right to safety. Now, right to safety says that the consumer has a right to be protected against goods and services which are hazardous to life and health, right? So the consumer has the right to be protected against goods and services which are hazardous to life and health. So right to safety is being exercised by Pragya. Now Manoj bought a packet of chips from a local shopkeeper and found that the ingredients given on the label were not legible, means were not readable. He complained about it to the company. The company sent a written apology stating that they will make sure that the existing packets are withdrawn from the market and new packets with legible labels are soon made available. So what did the company say? The company promised that the old packets on which the ingredients are not readable, not clear, they will be withdrawn from the market, and new packets with readable ingredients and label will soon be made available in the market. State the consumer right which Manoj exercised and explain So there are 6 rights, as you know: right to safety, right to be informed, right to choose, right to be heard, right to seek redressal, and right to consumer education. Now here 2 rights have been exercised by Manoj. First is right to be informed and second is right to be heard. What do you mean by right to be informed? The consumer has the right to have complete information about the product he intends to buy, including its ingredients, date of manufacture, price, quantity, directions for use, etc. It is because of this reason that the legal framework in India requires the manufacturers to provide such information on the package and label of the product. So I hope right to be informed is absolutely clear to you. Or right to be heard. The consumer has the right to file complaint and to be heard in case of dissatisfaction with a good or service. It is because of this reason that many enlightened business firms have set up their own consumer service and grievances cell. So he has the right to be heard and right to be informed. So this is what he has done. Now let's move on to the next case study. Suman bought a box of cheese of a reputed brand from a local shopkeeper. On opening the box, she found a piece of stone in the cheese. She reported the matter to the shopkeeper, who forwarded her complaint to the concerned company. Within a week, the representative of the company visited Suman's residence with an apology and as a replacement offered her a new cheese pack with 4 varieties of cheese as compensation for the inconvenience to her. State the consumer right which Suman exercised and explain. So state the consumer right with Suman. So here we see that Suman bought a box of cheese, and when she opened the box of cheese, she found a piece of stone in it, which is hazardous for her life. In eatables, if you find stone, that is hazardous for her health. That could have been hazardous for her health. So she forwarded the matter to the shopkeeper, who forwarded her complaint to the concerned company. So within a week, what happened? A representative from the company visited Suman's residence with an apology letter, and as a replacement offered her a new cheese pack with 4 varieties of cheese as compensation for the inconvenience to her. So which right did she exercise? She exercised the first right, that is right to safety, and she also exercised her right to seek redressal. That means right to seek redressal means the consumer has the right to get relief in case the product or service falls short of his expectations. She got a relief, she got a compensation because first her product was replaced, cheese was replaced, and second, they also provided her with 4 varieties of different cheese as a compensation for the inconvenience caused to her. So see, 2 rights are being practiced here, that is right to safety and second is right to seek redressal. So I hope this case study is also clear to you. Now state any 3 responsibilities that a consumer should keep in mind while purchasing, using and consuming goods and services. This is a direct question. Give any 1 responsibility of a consumer in addition to obtaining a cash receipt while purchasing a washing machine. Now see, when you purchase, I have already told you that when you purchase a electronic item, you should check the ISI mark. If you are purchasing any food article, for example juice, you must check the FPO mark. This we have already discussed. If you are buying agricultural products, for example rice, wheat, you must check that the egg mark. If you are purchasing jewelry, it is your responsibility as a consumer to check the hallmark, because all these marks, they assure you of a particular, you can say, level or particular standard of quality. So they assure you that this product is going to be of a particular, it is going to have a particular standard of quality. So when you are purchasing a washing machine, since it is a electrical item, so you must check ISI mark on the product as it provides quality assurance. Now give any one responsibility of a consumer in addition to obtaining a cash memo while purchasing an edible oil. Now edible oil is obviously made is a vegetable oil and it is a product of agriculture. So you must check the egg mark because it is going to provide you assurance of quality again. Now Rita wants to buy a packet of juice. As an aware consumer or a customer, how can she be sure about the quality of juice she plans to buy? Yes, now this is a juice, this is a food item, so she must check the FPO mark on the juice. So I hope this is absolutely clear to you. Now moving on further, I'm going to move further in my next video. I'm going to stop here and please keep watching. I'm going to move further in the next video.